you're smiling, right? Okay. And then in three, two, one, you fade. How did you start Just Give Me the Mic?
Well, hi, my name is Deborah Coco. That's my stage name. How did I start Just Give Me the Mic? I started it because I actually went to school for mass communications, and I ended up getting a degree in it, and I wanted to do something in radio and television. Growing up, I always knew I loved the spotlight. I used to sing and dance, and I was trying to see how I can transfer those skills of liking to be in the camera and to perform and things like that in my adult life to actually starting a show. And at this particular time, I kept running into all these different artists, and I was going to a lot of showcases and a lot of events. And I was like, wait a minute, I have a good speaking voice. I think I can, do a show. So there was this big thing with online radio, Blog Talk Radio. So that was that's how I started. At home, in my pajamas, interviewing people over the phone. And, that went really well. A lot of people would call in, great interaction. I had some great guests. And then someone said to me, why don't you be seen? Nobody knows what you look like. Nobody can see that smile. Nobody can, they need to put the face with the voice. So then I actually connected with, big shout out to Studio Bug. And we had a show, we transferred the show to his studio where it was online. It was on Stream, Ustream, some type of streaming program. So we set it up. It was something like in the basement that was on BET. We had the couch, we had the little booth with the artists would go and perform. And I had a DJ Enigma, and it was a really nice show. And we had a lot of great guests come through there. We had a big hip hop battle, and that was just so much fun. So I ended up meeting a lot of people, and then I ended up meeting Ralph McDaniel. So he kind of helped just give me the mic to go to the next level. But I did start the show with a friend of mine, Tasia Macklin. She would do like the marketing and promotions for the show. I would be the one doing the interviews, and it was just basically ran by us two. So big shout out to Tasia for being a part of that dream and that vision. But Just Give Me the Mic has been around for 6 years. We've grown. I've had the pleasure of interviewing so many different people. So it's just been a great ride so far.
Very nice. Bug in the Basement.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right?
yes, Bug in the Basement. And I think Studio Bug had a couple of other different shows that he was recording at the time. But when I met him, he had this great vision. He was like, no, just give me the mic. It'd be nice if you have the couch and you can have your performances live. And we had like a battle where people, like a hip-hop idol, where people called in and recorded. Like, I have so many great memories. You can also still catch those shows on Ustream. It's Ustream. You can actually still catch those shows on Ustream, and also my Blog Talk Radio interviews are still up as well. So Just Give Me the Mic is all over the place. We're on a lot of different internet sites, and but I basically started it for one because I wanted to provide an extra platform for artists. And I love to interview. I always used to be inquisitive. I always wanted to know what made the artist tick, what was their goals, like what did they want to get out of the entertainment business. So that used to excite me to help spread that knowledge about the artist, help the public to learn more about the artist. Because sometimes when the public knows who you are as a person, they're more willing to follow and support you. So that was definitely one of the goals. And then from there, the show started doing well, and then we started hosting events. We started doing 16 bars with Video Music Box, which also brought on a lot of different artists. And it's been great. I did a couple of hosting jobs at Empire City, some big venues, traveled and did some interviews, met some really great big artists. And, I'm still just as passionate about the show as I was when I first started it a couple of years ago. Like, that's one thing I love. That's how I know it's something that I really, really wanted to do, because a lot of people have like different fades or different stages in their life where they may start something and then stop and they start doing something else. But I always keep my foundation, which is the show. That is literally my foundation. And I'm just hoping one day to be able to take it to the big screen. Having it here at BronxNet TV has been a great experience, you know. It's totally different than sitting in a studio doing it, you know, like a radio station. Being able to sit in front of the cameras, to learn production, to see how it works behind the scenes, like it is a real television, you know, real television access, and to be able to provide that type of element to an artist. A lot of artists they perform on stages, they go to different shows, but many will not experience actually going to a TV studio and being able to interview and perform live in front of the cameras.
Good. All right, Tyrone's here.
Oh. We're doing a spotlight on me while we're waiting for the guests.
That's good.
Hi.
You worked it.
Yes. We're using this time. The artist is
What's going on?
the artist is looking for parking. So
Yeah, looking
Yeah.
for parking.
we figured that
Diesel out there.
that's what he said.
You parked too?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Pushing it.
So, all right, look.
Yeah, we're
On
recording
just
right
want
now.
to.
Yeah, I only talked about one
So
thing.
fade to 2 now, and then when she's about to answer the question, then fade again. Okay, and then so talk a little bit about what you're doing now and your current project.
Okay. All right. Well, currently, I used to act when I was young. I did a play. I remember I was working at this company, and a gentleman came up to me. He was like, "I think you can act. I think you have the look for this scene that I want to do." So I said, "Okay." Never thought about doing that before, but I actually did a one-woman play at a church. I played 3 different roles. Right. I played a woman who lived in the South, and she had these big dreams of coming up north to make it to be a really big star. So the first part of the play opened up where I was this country girl, you know, wearing just regular clothing. I finally met a gentleman who was driving up north, and I actually went up north and ended up singing and doing all these things, becoming this big, big star. So I'll never forget actually doing that. I think my teeth were chattering, like to have live people. Of course, it was a big church, right? And this is my first time, and I remember having to act and having a spotlight on me, and I'm the only one on the stage. And I had to act it out. And I'll never forget when I finished, they came up to me, they was like, "Oh my God, you're such a good actress." And I'm like, "What?" Like, wait a minute, I guess I can do this. So, you know, over the time doing Just Give Me the Mic, I met a lot of people that do web series, have their own productions, plays, and things like that. So I ended up getting involved, trying to do that acting bug again. I think the first one I actually did was it 848? Well, I know currently you can catch me in, I was in the finale of 848. One of the last season that they just had, I did a scene in 848. I was in the finale of Bum Rush. Shout out to Bum Rush. I've also did another production called Diagnosis of PTSD. It was really dramatic. I played a soldier who had a very bad traumatic experience when she was in the service. So now it's years later and I'm looking back on my life and I'm also suffering from PTSD, but it's some very dramatic scenes where I am gruesomely beat up and I had to really dive into that role. So shout out to Monet for that. That should be coming out soon. Also the book, I play Madeline. I am this mystical character that lives in the book. It lives in this world, but I have to come out this world to Earth to find this book. Once I get my hands on this book, it just changes everything. So I have these henchmen that are out. I'm like manipulating everybody in the book, in the scenes to get what I want from that scene, from the book. So that's interesting. I'm also in another production called Situationships, which is about relationships and men and women. And I don't want to give the plot out for that, but it just actually came on this week. So you can catch Situationships on YouTube now. I play Yvette, which is my middle name. A lot of people don't know that, but that's my middle name. And I play this character. You know, I get caught up in this situation with this guy that has all these other situations going on. So everything is going to unravel and unfold. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. That should be good. I just shot something last weekend called Pocket Full of Game. So that should be interesting for that. That whole book is actually from a book, so that's going to be interesting. Also, Trapped is another series. So I've been acting a lot of projects. Oh, and Juicy. How could I forget Juicy? Juicy. I was definitely a woman that had a scene where she was getting out of jail and she was trying to live the straight life, but she got pulled into some other situations based on my protege. So yeah, so check me out in those web series. Look me up for that. I really enjoy acting. I'm the type of person that's always in control. So to be able to let go and play somebody else and bring it to life, I'm really, really enjoying that. So if you're looking for some actresses, just make sure you hit me up. Deborah Coco, I would definitely like to be involved. And I have one more that I can't mention right now. It's a big one, but I want people to be surprised.
Good. All right, that question. Now fade to 2, and then fade again when she answers the question.
I'm going to pass. Bye.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this.
You know E. Chris, right?
No.
Oh, you don't?
I'm gonna give this file to you.
Okay.
Okay. I have 2 more questions actually. Okay, we'll talk about, the future. Something you wanted to mention about what your future goals, your aspirations, where you see yourself in 5 years.
Good.
Kind of question.
That's a good question. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Well,
Answer it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where do I see myself in 5 years? That's a good question. Right now, I'm a teacher, and I'm getting ready to start a film club with some students. So I personally would like to work on some of my own film projects. I think I'm learning a lot from behind the scenes, from working with different people. And I used to write. I wrote for Feds magazine. I used to write short stories when I was younger. Also, that's also a talent. But I think I would like to start doing some script writing and working on my own films. Not, who knows? Maybe 10 years, 5 years, I'll be, like Tyler Perry or something. Who knows? But I'm hoping to be able to work with my work that I'm doing with children, to be able to incorporate that, maybe start a film club with them, and hopefully that will grow. Have some young filmmakers out there, make some great productions and give some production insight with that, share my knowledge. But for Just Give Me the Mic, I'm hoping to get picked up. I would love to get picked up by a major network. I have some conversations that's going to be coming up real soon, so who knows? Hopefully, Just Give Me the Mic could be on the radio, maybe another television spot. I mean, you can also catch us now on MNN as well, through my affiliation with BronxNet. They actually reached out to have the show air on MNN, so I'm excited about having it aired in, 2 boroughs. And I'm just looking to grow. I'm just looking to keep doing quality shows, quality interviews, to continue promoting positive people, doing positive things within our city. We have a lot of talent. We have a lot of things going on that need to be highlighted, that, people are really working hard and starting great businesses and doing great things. So that's what I'm here. I'm like that vessel. I'm trying to provide, keep that gateway open to share that information. So support Just Give Me the Mic. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out 10 p.m. on Sunday, channel 68 in the Bronx, MNN2 in Manhattan. And who knows, 2020, you might see a film production coming out. But just support the artists that come on the show. If you want to be a guest on the show, make sure you send me an email to justgivemethemic12@gmail.com and come sit with me and share your story. Thank you for listening.
I'm flying here, but hold on. I have one more question. Okay, let's hope that this flag is not getting.
I mean, one time I was filming the fly landing right on me. I was like,
ah. So bad. Okay, last question. It's the Deborah question that you ask people all the time. So, with you being able to have this show and it's longevity that you've had it for, and then also what you do as an actress, and you're kind of living out your passions.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
What can you tell people, or young people,
Hmm.
or people who are maybe around your age that just need a little bit of a push or advice on where on how to be where you are now?
Nice. The advice that I would give to someone who has a dream to be an artist, to do a show, just follow your dream. I mean, I know, I interview guests that say that all the time, but I'm a firm believer of that. You will have a lot of people that'll tell you can't do it. You could come up with 1,000 excuses why you can't do it. I'm doing it. I'm going to school. I have a family. I have, relationship. Like I have a whole world outside to just give me the mic, but I still make sure that some type of way I am still living out my dreams and my passion. You make time for you. We make time for everybody else. We try to take care of everybody else, but you have to make that time for you to follow your dream. The last thing you would want to be 60 years old and say, oh, I wish I would have. You know, don't say that. Do it. Just do it.
And just one more, another question.
Good. I'm loving it. Yeah, good. I'm loving it.
A very simple question. I mean, you could really think deep about it, but what really inspired you, and what inspires you now?
What inspired me was when I was younger, my dad. I have to say my dad. I remember countless days just waking up on the weekends. All my uncles was coming. My father was in the music group. He would sing. I would play the guitar. I played the drums. I played the keyboard with him. Like, that was my first introduction into music, just watching my dad. And to this day, he still sings. He still performs. He's like a natural entertainer. So I think he was the one who first inspired me. He always used to push me to sing. So I'm so happy that last year I actually put out 2, 3 songs. I can say I did it. And I can say, Dad, I did it. You pushed me. I still remember when I was younger how you inspired me to just do it and get over that shy phase that I had growing up. But I would just say that he inspired me. And then also, of course, Ralph McDaniels, working with him. He was another person that inspired me to my first I used to run home. Everybody, we ran home from school to watch him on TV. And I was like, wow, Sex Boogie is another one. I actually used to be on BronxNet. Just seeing how much fun it was and meeting new people. Like, I've always been a social person. I've always loved to meet new people. I always loved to talk and help people. So it just all kind of came together. So I would say that was my inspiration. And as far as being inspired today, it's just the people I talk to and the people I meet. They keep me going. They keep me saying, you know what? I got to book that next show. I got to see who I'm going to sit with at the next show. I have a real drive to hear someone's story, like sharing a story, and to the point I listen so hard I can visualize it and I can feel the same passion that they are going through, and I'm kind of like living with that, like, because I understand how it is when you follow your dream, just like a writer. When you write and you write a book, the next you know, say if it turns into a play and you get to see it play out, there's nothing like that connection, seeing words on paper come to life. So I just love to hear what someone's went through, their journey, and share the journey and their passion. So every show is different, every story is different, and I think that's what keeps me motivated today.
That's what I got. And I got chills. I got chills. Go to
Thank
two,
you, thank
black,
you.
and then black. And good. All right.
Aw, thank you.